So I think this is a very, very important conversation, and it's about thinking bigger. Okay. Everywhere you go, you've heard people tell you, think bigger, think bigger, think bigger. But what I've come to know over the years is that some people don't know how to think bigger. All they know is what they already think. And all they know how to do is think the way that they currently think. Telling somebody to think bigger isn't going to make them think bigger. Now, if you have a problem with thinking bigger, this video is just for you because I used to have a problem thinking bigger as well. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips off the cuff. Nothing is planned, nothing is scripted, but everything is delivered with the intentions of having you feel lifted. So, my number one tip for thinking bigger is to understand and become aware of the fact that you've been thinking small. Now, small and big are both relative. What's small to you might be big to somebody else. What's big to somebody else might be small to you, and vice versa. What's big to you might be small to somebody else. What's small to somebody else might be big to you. I don't know if I just said that, but the point that I'm making is size is relative. Now, if you look at your results in any area of your life and you see that you are not 100% satisfied with the results that you have, I am going to say that the reason why you're not satisfied with the results that you already have is because you've been thinking small. That baby's been thinking small. When you're thinking big, you are satisfied by the thought before it even manifests. When you're thinking small, you never really think big. And if you do think big, immediately your logic shuts it down. And it causes you to produce a mediocre experience. Now, one way that you can decide if you're thinking big is to do the thing we tell you never to do. And what's that thing? It is to compare yourself to somebody else. Compare your results to the results of somebody else. Now, I know just last week, I was telling you, don't compare yourself to other people. The reason why I say that is because most people, when they compare themselves to other people, they allow that comparison to make them feel insecure. Most people can't handle comparing themselves to other people or comparing their results to the results of other people. And you're not comparing yourself to other people to make yourself feel you know, little, you're just measuring. All I want to do is measure. I want to measure, I want to see what other people have created so that I can see what's possible. And then from that point, I can determine inside of myself if I've been thinking small based on what I'm looking at other people have. I know it's the one thing we tell you not to do in personal development. Never compare yourself to other people. Again, I was just saying it last week. The reason why I tell you that is because most people's minds are weak and they allow themselves to become jealous, envious. They allow themselves to become haters of other people's success. Now, when you are using this, and I warn you, use this as a conscious tool simply to determine whether or not you've been thinking small. For instance, if you have a particular company in a particular industry, it might do you good to look at a company in your industry that you perceive to be kicking butt in that industry, and then compare that company to your company. And you say to yourself, damn, they're doing this, we're doing this. Why? That's a real question. Why are we here and they're here? And the real reason why you're here and they're there is because you haven't made up your mind that you want to be here. And because you haven't made up your mind that you want to be here, it keeps you here. See, 9 times out of 10, you are a decision away from a brand new life. When you make a firm decision, I made a video about that a few days ago. Go check it out on this YouTube channel. When you make a firm decision, and for me, a firm decision is a decision that you're not going to turn your back on. A firm decision is I'm going to do this no matter what. This is my firm decision. When you make a firm decision to go from here to here, and you hold that in your mind as you're taking inspired action, you're eventually going to move up. Now, you might not be able to become top dog of the industry. I hope you are. But it's going to give you an opportunity to measure your progress, because here's what will happen. Most people, when they hit around the 7-figure mark in business, if they've never made that before, they hit that, they think they're doing good. And then after they've done it over and over again, they become comfortable. And then we start saying, oh, I'm not comparing myself to anybody. I'm good where I am, No, you're not. The reason why you're not is because when you look around and see somebody doing better than you, it causes you to feel insecure on the inside. That insecurity is not coming from the worldly possessions or the success that somebody else has. That insecurity is coming from the fact that you know you can do more, but you haven't done more because you're thinking small. When you think tall, you get inspired and you feel accomplished before you even hit the target, because you are in love with the progress. You are in love with the process. You are in love with the journey. When you're uninspired, you get comfortable. Comfortable is the cousin of depression. You ever heard that? You probably haven't, because I just made it up. Being comfortable is the cousin of depression. If you're comfortable right now, you better be careful, because you will find yourself depressed at some point. Every time I've ever gotten comfortable and just started to settle, it wouldn't be long before I got bored and became depressed. To avoid depression, you have to keep your mind, your thoughts, the images in your brain on a higher and higher and higher vision. When you have your mind on that higher and higher and higher and higher vision, you're automatically going to stretch your brain, causing you to think bigger. You have to see yourself in a new reality, a higher reality, a richer reality, a happier reality, a healthier reality, a wealthier reality, and it's going to cause your mind to stretch. Now, here's what keeps people small: hanging around small people. When you hang around other small people, you can't share your big ideas because you are around small people. Small people laugh at big ideas. Big people frown at small ideas. Stretch your brain, get in rooms that you've never been in. Surround yourself around people that have more than you, because that's going to show you what's possible for you. If you want to be the biggest person in the room all the time, eventually your shine will start to dull. You have to put yourself in bigger rooms, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger rooms. Let me hear you say it. I'm going to choose, I'm making a firm decision to choose to put myself in bigger rooms, rooms that make me feel uncomfortable, phone numbers that make me feel terrified to even call them because the people that I have in my phone are operating at a higher and higher level. But I'm going to call them anyway. You want to surround yourself around minds that are talking about the future. Small minds talk about the past, big minds talk about the future. Now, a person that's solely focused on the past, they often are mistaken for a big minded person because they're so knowledgeable about what happened in the past. But anybody can sit there and analyze what's already happened. It takes a expansive mind to talk about what hasn't happened yet. That's big thinking. When you're really thinking big, when you're really going to the next level, you feel like the future is yours to create. When you are thinking small, you feel as if the past were the good old days. I never seen a futurist talk about the good old days because to the futurist, to the person that's expanding their mind, the future that they are molding is the good old days that they are looking forward to. And because they are looking forward to those good old days, they're enjoying the present moment usually. Stretch your mind. Look at your current results and ask yourself, have I settled for these results or is this really what I want? Now, there's a lot of spiritual people out there that because they don't truly believe they can have what they want to have, they demonize those that have it. They demonize worldly possessions as if the worldly possessions are demonic. I don't want a Ferrari. I don't want a Lamborghini. I don't know what I would do with a house that big. You're only saying that because you don't really think you can have it. I've never seen anyone that truly thought they could have it talk bad about worldly possessions. It's only the people that don't believe they can really have it, or the people that just don't want to see you have it, that are the ones trying to keep you small. Isn't it funny how people look up to a big idea of God, but they think small? The smaller the mind, the bigger idea of God they have. Isn't that crazy? And what I mean by that is they're thinking so small on an earthly level, but they're thinking so big on a godly level to the point where they are waiting for God to just do everything for them. Oh, well, if the new job is for me, then I'll wait and for God to give it to me because if it's for me, God will let me have it. Oh, I'll wait for the new relationship because if it's for me, then it'll fall in my lap and God will let me have it. Sometimes you have to go for what you want. Sometimes you have to stretch your mind and move the needle. If you are stuck, it's only because you are stuck. The universe is not waiting on you, okay? You are the reason why you're stuck. The universe is not trying to teach you a lesson. You are stuck because your brain is not stretching. Stretch your brain. Again, look at your results that you have. Look at your body. Have I settled for this body, or is this the body that I really want? Have I settled for this home I live in, or is this the home I really want? Is this the home I truly believe I really want if I could have any home in the world? That's how you continue to stretch your mind, by looking at your results and asking yourself, have I settled or have I manifested what I truly, truly want? That's how to stretch your mind. And another way to stretch your mind is by subscribing to my goddamn YouTube channel. Share this with somebody that needs to stretch their mind. And always remember, master your mind and make money online. It's Robbie Cornelius, webassetgroup.com. That's the only place you can get in my face.